Okay, let's keep rolling. But I do think that we play against what we saw last week, and I know it's hard to do sometimes, and we'll wait to do that. But I do think that is the spot. I'm going to wait on that. Let's move on to the next game. Very interesting spot. 1 p.m. Eastern. Los Angeles Rams 11-4, 6-2 on the road at Baltimore Ravens 8-7, 5-2 at home at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Let's move over to the market in this spot. We have the Rams opening up at -3. That's gone. 3.5 now. 45.5 was the total. It's now at 46.5. When we go over to the cash flow in this spot, we have 2,938 tickets in, 83% of tickets, but just 30% of the cash on the Rams. 17% of the tickets, 70% of the cash on the Ravens. So small amount of bets, but really big bets coming in on the Ravens. And you know what that is. That's because Lamar Jackson's going to play. He's going to practice tomorrow, and he's going to play. Let's start with the Rams. They're coming off a very impressive 30-23 win at Minnesota despite a tough travel schedule and being hit hard by COVID. It was a very impressive team victory. They won their 4th straight game, passed the Cardinals for first place in the NFC West, and Stafford did not look good. Now 21-37, 197 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Robert Allen says Rams -3.5. Don't ignore me again, guys. I'm guaranteeing another Rams easy cover. Cooper Kupp. We weren't ignoring you. We weren't ignoring you by any means, Robert, my man. Viper says Baltimore 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 games at home. But I tell you what, Robert, if you want the Rams, don't bet it now because they're going to announce Lamar Jackson in. There's a reason why there's a huge amount of money bet on the Ravens right now. Cooper Kupp continued his excellent season, 10 catches for 109 yards. First player in NFL history with at least 90 receiving yards in 14 games of a single season. Sony Michel had 27 carries for 131 yards and a touchdown. Traven Howard had a big interception, and the team combined for 3 sacks, 4 quarterback hits. Linebacker Ernest Jones was hurt in the first quarter. He didn't return. Center Brian Allen limped off in the second quarter. And a lot of moves there. Coleman, Shelton started at left guard. David Edwards shifted to left tackle to take over for Allen. Edwards moved back to left guard. Jackson entered at left tackle. Starting tackle, left tackle, Rob Harvenstein and backup Joe Noteboom out with COVID. And they handled it really well. Nose tackle Greg Gaines hurt his hand. He left in the third quarter. And Darrell Henderson Jr. hurt his knee in the fourth quarter. And that was his only carry. It was a 17-yard gain. Let's just go quickly over what the Rams are dealing with as we speak, because I knew that things could change but right before showtime because the information on who was put on the list today doesn't come out until about 4 o'clock. So let me just grab this. Here we go. Here we go. LA Rams. So today they put nobody on COVID. So that's good. That's a really good sign. So they have big players on COVID right now. Andre Whitworth, Johnny Munt, Jamil Demby, those aren't big players. Sebastian Joseph Day, defensive tackle. Robert Rochelle, cornerback. That's all that's left. This is a team that's getting healthier. Viper is on the over at this point. Nuke Worker, my man, thank you for rolling with us. We love your insights. And I hope you're having a great holidays, my man. We will talk very soon. So the Ravens come in off a 41-21 loss to Cincinnati. Baltimore now on the bubble to make the AFC playoffs. Their defensive secondary was absolutely destroyed. Burrow goes for 525 yards against them, the 4th highest in NFL history. Lamar Jackson out with an ankle injury. Tyler Huntley on the COVID list. Josh Johnson, who was signed just 10 days ago, started at quarterback for the Ravens. And he looked okay. He does what he does. You know, he was fine. Lamar Jackson is expected to practice tomorrow and is expected to play on Sunday. Josh Johnson was 28-40 for 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Mark Andrews had 8 catches for 125 yards and a touchdown. The Ravens couldn't move the ball on the ground at all. Devontae Freeman led the team with 17 yards. Freeman, Murray, Johnson combined for 16 carries for 39 yards. The defense combined for 3 sacks, 5 quarterback hits, but couldn't slow down Burrow. Cornerback Anthony Everett suffered a fractured rib, making a first quarter tackle. He didn't return. This COVID list is lengthy. Cornerback Chris Westry, linebacker Justin Houston, linebacker Chris Board, safety Geno Stone, linebacker Christian Welch, defensive tackle Justin Matabuike, tight end Josh Oliver, quarterback Tyler Huntley, running back Justice Hill, wide receiver Devin Duvernay, fullback Patrick Ricard, guard Ben Powers, and guard Tyree Phillips were all inactive last week and are questionable this week. Birdie says Ravens for me here. Was on the Rams last week. As I said, cards are broken. Rams will struggle versus Lamar, who is rested. Also, now would be a good time to bet the Ravens for division and AFC. Bebsie, what do you think of Birdie's take on the Rams? On the Ravens? And what do you think of this spot, Rams, Ravens?
I don't disagree with Birdie here. However, I think my move might be to wait for the line to change when they announce Lamar Jackson and then bet the Rams. This is a huge, huge game for the Rams because they don't want to have to win next week against the Niners, who have beat them 5 straight, to secure the division. So this is a big, big game for them. But also, I think Slatsy made the comment, but Cooper Kupp going against this secondary, that's going to be another look for me. I'm going to take Cooper Kupp's rush or receiving props because he's going to annihilate this secondary. And also, they might be getting Cam Akers back, which is interesting. I don't know if I'm the Rams, I probably don't play Akers until the playoffs. But if he's ready to go, he's ready to go. And that's pretty impressive considering he tore his Achilles in preseason. But yeah, the look for me is going to be to wait and see this line movement once they do announce that Lamar Jackson is back, and at which point I will move on the Rams.
So let's talk about this secondary. Is this secondary incapable of slowing? Because Stafford has not looked good the last couple of weeks. What do you?
He has not looked good for the second half of the season, and he could very well be battling back injury. He obviously isn't 100% because he was tearing it up to start this year, and he's slowed down. However, Cooper Kupp is still getting massive production.
He still is. There's no doubt about that. He's having one of the greatest years we've ever seen in the history of the NFL. I agree with Birdie here. I think this is a spot you're not going to get 3.5. I mean, the hook's going to be gone for sure. The hook should be gone in the morning. I think. I think you made a really good point about not wanting to need a victory next week, but God, I got so burnt by betting the Ravens early. I've not moved on one side so far, but I think Ravens plus 3.5 with a healthy, rested Lamar Jackson at home going to invigorate the boys. So I think I'm going to move on that when this show's over. I've only got a couple other bets here, a couple unders that I'm going to add. You're going to stay off this game and then when they announce Lamar, move on the Rams?
That's my plan here, yeah.
Okay.